Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of the APA 8-Ball Doubles Championship from here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This event, of course, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association as part of our Showdown Series being held in conjunction this week with the APA Pool Player Championships. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the legendary striking Viking, Ava Matai-Lawrence. You see how I'm going with a different introduction each round for you?
Yeah, very impressive.
We went with the lovely, now legendary.
You got 3 more days.
Okay.
So you got to get creative.
So we are, folks, we are about to kick off the first of 5 championship rounds. Of course, the first being the doubles championship here. Saw a great semifinal round just a little bit earlier. We've got 2 great teams here. I want to run through some of the rules real quickly before we get started. Of course, it is in any of our events here at the Pool Player Championships, APA rules apply. You're going to see any combination of men and women here in the doubles championship. You'll have one team of 2 male players. You'll have a team with a male and female player. Players alternate shots, and that's probably the one thing that stands out most in this particular format compared to what a lot of our league players might be used to. The players are actually going to alternate shots, not turns. They're allowed 1 coaching timeout per team per game, and the matches are being played according to the 8-Ball Doubles Championship race chart, which in this case we've got one team with a skill level combination of 9, the other with 10, which means they are going to race. It's going to be a 4-4 race for both of these 2 teams. You're looking at some of the prize payout. Of course, these teams are competing for a $5,000 first place prize. The runner-up here has already secured no worse than a $3,000 payday, so one way or another, both of these teams walking away with a nice prize payout. Let's go ahead and meet your teams here in the final round. We have the team of What the Baby Gonna Do. They are out of Memphis, Tennessee. And we have the team of the Newlyweds from San Gabriel, California. Those are your 2 teams here in the finals. They are playing here on table 2 of the championship arena. Ava, should be an outstanding finale based on what we saw in the semifinal round.
Yeah, I'm excited about this match. It's going to be interesting because you have the Newlyweds who won handedly 4-0 in their match, in their semifinals, and then on the other side, What the Baby Gonna Do is kind of squeaked by with a Hill win.
Yeah.
And a couple of bad breaks and a little mistake here and there, and that cost them the match. So it's going to be interesting to see. Starting out with a really ugly break there.
Right, that was the team
Solid
of the
hit,
Newlyweds with
hit
the
him
break.
hard, but nothing much happened to the wreck. So
It is interesting. You mentioned, so in the semifinals, the Newlyweds, they smoked their opponent 4-0, right?
did.
And they've had some time off now, whereas What the Baby Gonna Do, more high-pressure situation. Their skill level 3 tie had to sink the 8-ball in a Hill match. They just completed their match maybe 20 minutes ago, so we'll see if that semifinal round and kind of how it played out affects the outcome of this final round here. You're now seeing Natalie at the table of the Newlyweds.
And that's literally the Newlyweds. I mean,
Yep.
they just got married. So I told them, I said, what a way to start off your marriage here if you were to win the 2017 8-Ball Doubles Championship.
Not a bad honeymoon, right?
No.
For the Newlyweds.
It started out pretty good already.
Oh, you dissect that table for us, Ava. Come on.
I don't even know what to tell you on this one. This is just you kind of make a few of your balls and
Pick away.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're playing a team that is made up of a skill level 6 and a skill level 3.
Right.
And not to take anything away from Ty, who is a skill level 3, because he played really well in the last match, but your odds of running out with a 6 and a 3 are not as good as it would be with the 2 5s.
Sure.
But nobody's going to run out in this rack. I don't care if you are Willie Mosconi, this is not a run-out type rack.
Right.
You just got to be patient, and that big part of 8-ball is just be patient.
And you're now seeing Ty at the table, who Ava had mentioned. Of course, came up with a huge shot in that semifinal round to pocket the 8-ball. And for his skill level 3, had to be a big confidence booster for him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
As the 10 does fall, it hung up there for just a moment before it dropped in the pocket. Now you're seeing Ty's teammate Bobby come to the table. Bobby, the skill level 6 that David mentioned. Of course,
And
this
yeah,
duo plays out of High Pockets in Memphis, Tennessee.
and even as a skill level 6, there's not much you can do here. Again, you know, you can play safety, try to improve your position of your balls. Maybe he's got a dead ball here, making that 12 in the corner. No, but the table's really opened up by that one shot. Still some obstacles to get past here for the newlyweds, and Natalie is trying to look at what balls are even makeable from where she's at right now. She really wants to be able to make that 4 ball in the corner, even the 3. She might be looking at the 3 past the 9. That is going to be a close call. Other than that, all I can see here is for her to make the blue 2 ball down in the left corner, possibly the 6. She's going to try to make the 2.
Which
All
she
right,
does.
so far so good.
Newlyweds said they play out of Q time there in San Gabriel, California, all part of the San Gabriel Valley APA. This is her teammate Kyle now at the table. Teammate in doubles and in life, apparently, right? Not
You
uncommon
bet.
for us to see that in the doubles either.
No, and it's amazing to me when you talk to people how often, whoa, what a good shot that was. Just speared in that combo like it was
With
straight
authority,
in, like it
yeah.
was just the easiest shot in the world. No, it's amazing to me how many people meet and fall in love over a game of pool. It's just the
Especially in
coolest
the
thing.
leagues, we hear the stories, countless stories
Yeah.
over the years of players that met through APA, sometimes on different teams, and then they start playing together, and relationships form, and
And that is what we try to be all about. Is kind
Sure.
of go out and meet people, you know,
have
and
fun,
if
meet people,
it's-
play pool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a big
right.
part of it, the meet people.
You bet.
Bringing people together since 1979. Of course, that was when the APA originally began. Be interesting to know how many relationships, if we could ever quantify how many relationships began
You
as a
bet.
result of APA.
All because of
countless numbers.
Terry and Larry.
Terry Bell and Larry Hubbard, APA founders, of course.
It's
Members
like
of the Billiard Hall of
Match.com.
Fame.
It's like they started the original Match.com
Well, we
through
like,
pool.
I like to tell people when they say, "What do you do?" and kind of explain about APA, and they think, "Oh, competition tournaments." I said that's part of it, but
Of course.
it's we kind of think of ourselves as like a social club too that uses pool as a catalyst. So, and the Newlyweds obviously an example of that. So,
And the newlyweds have some work to do because you can see the 5-15 there. That 5 does not pass. It's a clear shot over here on the 4 ball for Natalie, but nothing to do with that 5. And for those of you who play 8 ball, you know that if you're playing a decent team or player, if you're left with just 1 ball on the table and everything else wide open for your opponents, you got a rough way to go because they can torture you with safeties. They have all the balls to hit. You can only hit that 1. You need to make contact with that 1 5 ball or it's ball in hand for the other team. But the only thing he can do here that I can see is to just kind of roll up on it on this 5 ball, make a good hit, super slow, make sure something hits a cushion after contact. That's about as good as you can do right there. Ty's got a shot here on the 13. I would think he was going to play the 13 ball, orange stripe ball in the corner. Well, he's looking at the 14. And again, 5 ball being right there with the 15 blocking the pocket. They still not going to be able to do much even if the newlyweds do get back to the table. There you go. That's the correct shot.
Ty does his job there. I was about to say this is, of course, one of 5 championships to be decided at this year's Pool Player Championship, the first of those 5. We mentioned it earlier. We'll mention it again. We'll be bringing you coverage tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern, of the 9-ball shootout semifinals and finals. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow. See some singles play coverage, individual play coverage, the 9-ball shootout. There's Bobby pockets the 11 in the corner. Brings Ty back to the table here. Shooting the 10 ball. He pockets it in the corner.
All right, it's a bit of a choice for Bobby to make here. If you shoot that 15 ball now, that means you're going all the way. You're betting all your money on this. Any other shot on the table, the 14, the 9, that means that he's not 100% confident they're going to run all the way out. Still might get there, but yeah, he's going to play safety. That's a good defensive shot right there.
Little safety play from the team of what the baby going to do, and we saw a lot of that in their semifinal round as well. Partially because of the lay of the table, you know, after some of the breaks there, but smart play there.
And again, it's no different than a game of one pocket that a lot of players played. The 8 ball is a game of patience. You go for it when you think you're ready to go for it, and the run out is there. If not, don't worry about taking time. Take 30 shots instead of 3 if that's what it takes for you to win the game. So it's a little bit of a game of chess.
Natalie with
good
nice
job avoiding the
shot
scratch there.
Yeah, and to make contact with the 5 ball to avoid the foul. So nice job. Brings Ty back to the table here. I was real impressed with him in that semifinal round, especially on that 8 ball. I mean, that was not a gimme shot by any stretch.
Yeah,
there was a lot of green. There was a little bit of an angle. Of course, they're going to call timeout here. Talk about it.
What I would think what Bobby is telling him here is to shoot the 14 ball into the corner and hit center cue ball to try to stop it right there off the 9. The cue ball should stop right there, and if he were to miss it, chances are good that he's going to leave a safety behind the 15 ball to where they're going to newlyweds are going to have to kick at the 5.
Of course, both these teams wanting to get off on the right foot, winning this first game in this race to 4.
And you got to give it to what's the baby going to do too here, because these two guys right here, being a skill level 9 combined, a 6 and a 3, have beaten an awful lot of skill level 10s combined.
Right.
I'm sure get here,
which is the
including
max,
the
right? Of the
semifinals.
doubles, is that a 10?
10 unless somebody has gone up
when they
during
get here, right?
exactly
Okay.
during league play
Right.
after they qualified. They'll have to start spotting teams. But if you're a 9 or a 10, you still have the same race.
Right.
It's still a 4-4 race. So they are essentially giving up a skill level
Sure.
to their opponents, and
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. And usually what that is a skill level 3 coming with some shots when they need to, and a skill level 6 really playing smart
Right.
like that.
Nice
That's
shot there
exactly
by
what they
Ty.
needed to do right there. Just stick the cue ball.
And leaves Bobby with a makeable shot. It's interesting. Both of these teams in the finals, I was looking over some of the bio stuff, both playing doubles leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys have, you know, so some of the teams that come out here, right, they've played together in a tournament and advanced. These guys have actually played in doubles league together.
Right.
So a little more experience for them playing together versus, you know, a couple people that maybe came together to play in a tournament and then won that and qualified.
They're familiar
so
with each other's game.
just
Exactly.
goes to show you, yeah, how important it is to be able to work with your partner. Of course, you're seeing our broadcast booth here in the championship arena. Our entire broadcast team bringing you this coverage.
Oh, whoops.
And we now have a fire alarm.
There's a shark. If I ever saw it.
Right, right.
Ty is smiling. He says, I wonder if
you can see the. I'm sure you can hear it on
he
the
says,
mics,
I wonder if
but
the newlyweds did that. Wait a minute.
So both these teams are gonna. Well, is he gonna try to
Look
shoot
at
through
Ty.
it?
He's just gonna shoot through this. That is very funny.
Interesting.
Really, Ty?
Oh, and I'm surprised that he didn't stop there. You know, and you're hearing over the intercom here, notification of the fire alarm. But very surprised that he decided not to kind of
You
wait to
know,
see what
we
was
all
going
get
on
so
here.
used to, we don't know yet what that fire alarm is. Not
Right.
one person has moved out of this room. That tells you a lot about how,
Right.
it could be somebody just doing a prank or it could be serious. So we're waiting here to see what's going to happen, if we're going to be able to continue this match right now or not.
Well, it looks like the newlyweds want to continue to play on as well. So
Are we the only ones that are hearing this alarm? Oh, they're investigating. All right.
the hotel is investigating. So this is a first for us since we've done the
I
streaming.
love these 4 players, though. They're just
They
playing.
don't want to wait around.
No.
And it's kind of like we talked a little bit about table conditions, right? So now
Right.
it's not table conditions, but it's obviously
All this.
outside distraction. But they're both dealing with it, and it looks like neither one of them want to wait till
It
it
takes some
stops.
focus.
So very interesting.
Nice
Very
shot. Way
nice
to
shot by
overcome that
Kyle.
pressure. And
Very
Ty
nice
right
shot by
now is
Kyle.
wishing he would have waited.
That'll bring Natalie back to the table here. The chance to put her team up 1 game. Pockets the 8 in the corner. The fire alarm does not prove to be a distraction for them, and the newlyweds take a 1-0 lead.
It's not very often you have to play through the fire alarm
Right.
when you've got
It's
a
certainly
few
not a
$1,000
pleasant
on
sound, is
the.
it?
No, it's not.
As we continue to broadcast here at the APA Pool Player Championships amongst the very loud and blaring fire alarms.
I'm looking at the crowd too. Nobody has reacted.
It's
in
almost
one way.
it's almost
surreal.
as if you and I are the only ones hearing this, right? Like the players are still playing, the audience is still seated and focused on the match, and we are just wondering
Okay.
if the building is on fire and we need to evacuate, but nobody seems concerned. So we will
Just
we'll
keep
go
on
with the
trucking.
flow, and we will note where the exit signs are, right?
I've already spotted it.
There you go. I'm following you. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Looks like at least the sirens have gone off. We still have the blinking lights, which could definitely be a distraction. Almost very similar to a flash going off repeatedly, and hopefully that will subside here very shortly. But
Kyle is asking for a bit of an adjustment on the rack there. There was
Right.
some space between the head ball and the second ball. I'm going to make sure he's going to get a good rack.
and I am very surprised these teams have not opted to wait until this kind of has passed, especially with these lights now, because the sound obviously was an issue, but the blinking of the lights
They're
I
so
would think would be
focused right
very,
now on
yeah.
winning this that they're just going to, I don't even know if they notice it.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see in the monitors as that blinking goes off. It almost looks like a bunch of cameras flashing, but
I
that
know
is
it.
part of the fire alarm system here at the hotel. So, never a dull moment from the coverage of the Pool Player Championships here in Las Vegas, Westgate Resort and Casino. Of course, I'm your host, Jason Bowman, here with Ava Mattia Lawrence, bringing you this coverage. First of 5 championships to be decided.
And you can see that cool circle of tables that are going to be there for the 8-ball and 9-ball singles championship.
Mhm. Nice break there by
Beautiful.
Kyle. Although
This could
lots
be
of
good
balls
news,
dropped, but
not
one of
for
those was
them.
the cue ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So scratch on the break will bring what the baby gonna do. Back up to the table again, and all they can say is, "Oh shoot, I forgot what it was again." I have been asked by their crazy fans and friends from Arkansas to make sure I point out Whoopie Suey.
Whoop suey.
Whoopie Suey. Whoopie Suey.
Whoop pig suey.
WPS. I had, I'm sure I'm not saying it right or with the right emphasis, but I have
Oh.
said it.
You're making me hungry for a pork chop sandwich, Ava. I'm gonna give it to you. You're making me hungry for that pork chop sandwich.
I'm from Sweden. I live in South Carolina. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the Whoopie Suey.
That's gotta be like a football thing, I'm guessing there
Definitely.
in Arkansas.
Definitely.
A rally cry, if you will. Bobby here at the table.
I'm
Be
sure.
very curious to see how this has, that last shot might have affected Ty a little bit. So we'll see if he can shake it off. Got to move on to the next shot, right, Ava? Can't dwell on the past.
No, and I think exactly what I think that Bobby was hoping Ty was going to do is shoot the one next, leave a little bit of an angle on the two,
Nice
so
job there.
Bobby can come back out. He wants to get that. Would love to get that 6 ball now next if he can, because the 3 and the 5 are down there by the 8. You don't want to go back and forth too much. So if he makes this 2 ball now, you don't want to shoot the 5 next and then the 6 and then the 3 and go back and forth, back and forth. You'd like to kind of run the table in sections when it's open like this if you can. So he's going to try to come. Oh, he came all the way down. All right. That's not really what he wanted to do unless he gets on the 3. That's close. A little too much muscle there. And again, like we were saying in the semifinals, if you watched earlier, these tables are lightning fast. Brand new table, new balls, perfect equipment. This is kind of like when we play a pro event. It's when you come into these new tables, especially when you have these television lights on and everything else that we have, is going to really dry out the tables and the cloth and the cushions, which means it's going to play much faster than normal.
Interesting, yeah.
And the tables have been playing fast all week in the main tournament room also, where we have hundreds of tables in there, but especially fast here. Nobody's played on these yet.
Total of 252 tables at this year's Pool Player Championships.
I wish we had you know what, we should have a stationary camera, like one of those deer cameras or something, at the door when people walk into the arena for the first time.
Yeah.
It is very entertaining to watch people.
See their reaction to
the
it.
chin dry. It's just the coolest thing to see.
It's like a sea of pool tables is how
It
best to
is.
describe it. It's tables as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
Ty here is going to attempt to make that 3-ball. Nice. Nice.
And I think he gave him a shot on the 6. That was well done. Came up enough to where Bobby's got a shot on the 6-ball.
Looks like that timeout paid off for the two of them. Of course, they have now used their timeout. You're allotted 1 timeout per team per game.
And what Bobby's going to do here, I think, is slam the cue ball into the side cushion and back out again for a shot on this 5. Back to the center of the table. Back out. He's got to go. He got there. We'll see if Bobby manages to shoot a stop shot here, or if he's going to just try to roll it in.
Ty pockets
Good job.
the 5 in the corner. And looks like he leaves Bobby a nice opportunity on the 8-ball in the corner here. Chance for what the baby going to do to even things out here. Looks like our blinking lights have now gone off. Bobby pockets the 8-ball in the corner, and we are now tied 1-1. Really nice response from them kind of after the fire alarm began.
And after
Ty
missing
decided to take that shot.
Exactly.
And, I really like what I see from them in rebounding because, when you get this far, I mean, it's easy to get frustrated very quickly of, regretting that you didn't take more time or whatnot. So, strong response there by what the baby going to do. Very strong response.
And that's the cool part about playing doubles or regular team for that matter with 5 or 8 man teams is that, you can either have a team that you feel horrible that you let them down, or you can have the kind of team that just goes, shake it off, buddy.
Right.
Just hang in there and support each other. And
well, we did mention, both of these teams play together in doubles league, so they're familiar with each other, and they've probably overcome some adversity through league, through whatever tournament they played in to advance. You'll see Ty breaking here now.
all right, got stripes.
Looks like he made the 10-ball. Was that the 10-ball on the side?
I think it was the 14
Was
actually. Yeah. Oh, maybe it is.
I was thinking it was either the 10 or the 12. It's sometimes a little hard with the
It is the
coloration
12. I think it is the 12.
on the monitor.
You know what? It's a stripe. How's that?
There
They
we
got
go.
stripes.
There we go. There's stripes. We'll leave it at that. We'll figure it out later. No, there's the 12. I was right. 10 on the side.
It was the 10?
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave
My
that
eyes
whole
aren't
thing up to
failing
you.
me yet.
Well, mine are.
Oh, come now.
I can see pretty much 9 feet, which is the size of the pool table. And that's all I need.
A little bit better vantage point for us too. They've moved to the table directly in front of the broadcast booth for this particular match. So
All right.
a little safety play
Good
there
safety.
by Bobby.
All the newlyweds have to look at here. Natalie's gonna. She just has the 5 really, but there's no pocket for it, so no offensive shot here for Natalie that I can see.
Been really amazed with both of these teams. You haven't seen a lot of nerves, which is not uncommon for us to see, especially when they get in this room. But both these teams look very comfortable, which is great.
Yeah, and I think especially now, they have one match under their belt where they can actually.
Sure, a little confidence boost,
Yeah.
knowing that they can do it in here.
They're used to the arena. Oh, nice shot.
Oh,
Nice try.
ooh, ooh,
No
ooh.
good though.
Narrowly misses the 5 in the side and subsequently scratches the opposite side. That will give Ty ball in hand here. I was talking to these guys a little bit, the team of what the baby going to do about what they liked about pool. Their answer was it's safer than softball. Which is good, that's another
Okay.
selling point. There's
All
no
right,
rain
no, I
out,
get
it's
it.
safer, but apparently Bobby has had some injuries through softball to like his ACL, he said, so it's much safer, which is ironic because now we've got the fire alarm,
Exactly.
a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's just kind of interesting. But it is a good point. No rain outs in pool.
That's my favorite part.
No real injuries, right?
Right.
We talk about it a lot. It's pool is one of those games that can be played by, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your age,
Right.
doesn't matter your, necessarily you don't have to be the strongest or fastest, as you do in some other sports, or the tallest,
And especially with our handicap system, like I was saying, we had a skill level 6 play a close playoff in our junior division with a skill level 2. They were going at it, and where we count balls and 9 ball, which is an exciting format anyway because it can keep the matches really close. So no matter what your level, you can really have fun with it and excel at it as well. Like you said, there's no requirement for speed, height,
right.
power. But it does take some intelligence. I mean, it takes some awareness and understanding of the game, and that's the beauty to me.
Well, I
about
mean, when
pool.
you're playing,
Mhm.
right, you're thinking like so many shots ahead, right? I mean, you
Right.
have to be. It's kind of like chess, right?
The first thing you do is you assess the whole table. So if the table is open, or in the game of 9 ball, for instance, you plan out the whole table immediately as soon as you get up to the table. Then you kind of go backwards and say, okay, well, here's a problem. How can I deal with that? So a player here, for instance, like Bobby, he will think totally differently than Ty. Bobby's a skill level 6, Ty is a skill level 3.
Right.
Ty is shooting some really good shots, making balls, but his knowledge of the game is nowhere near probably or obviously what Bobby's is.
Sure.
So a lot of times, I hear people all the time, they get so angry when a coach calls a timeout on a lower skill player. And I said, don't get angry. They're actually seeing things that you may not see.
Sure.
They go, I don't want to, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And that's just part of it, is they're seeing several shots ahead. The ultimate goal is to make that 8. We may not make it now, but we're going to play smart so that we have a chance to win.
All right, Bobby has given Ty some advice. We'll see if Ty can execute here. I'm guessing that is not the advice that he did not execute the way that he had hoped.
No. I don't know if he was trying to get him to kick at that and come from behind and leave a safety. And if that was the case, that may have been a little bit too advanced. But
Yeah.
And the one thing is, I'm surprised during a timeout, he could have stayed there and actually pointed, this is where I want you to hit. He kind of told him what to do and then left.
Right.
He's allowed to stand and hold his finger there, or even put a piece of chalk on the actual rail, not on the cushion part, but on the rail to show kind of this is where I want you to come. So, but regardless, not an easy run out here for the newlyweds by any means.
Right, and that'll give them ball in hand. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the 8-Ball Doubles Championship, part of the APA Pool Player Championships, which have been going on the last couple days here in Las Vegas at the Westgate Resort and Casino. First of 5 championships to be decided. The winner here will take home $5,000 in first place prize money, as well as some very lovely trophies.
And we do want to point out, too, as far as the doubles league, the doubles has been around for a really long time, but the doubles leagues are fairly new to the APA as far as league play, and it's not in all areas yet. So if you can't find it, you can ask your league operator about it, but it doesn't mean that it's come to your area yet. But it is becoming a more and more popular format.
Well, like most of the formats, it's driven by interest of the players.
Yes.
You know, if in your area there's no doubles league or there's no juniors league, but you know you can help generate enough interest amongst the player base, and you talk to your league operator and you work with them, then a lot of times you get that stuff started. But it's like anything else, it's supply and demand. It all starts, the players have to want it first, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's how we started all our alternate formats like that, is the players asked us for it. So,
of course, if you want more information on the doubles format or any of the events that we do, you just can pop over to poolplayers.com, find all the information you need. You can contact your local league operator. We mentioned it earlier, we've got summer sessions kicking off around the country.
And we have a lot of local team championships coming up as well.
Big time of year.
National
for lots
qualifiers
of teams.
all over the place.
Right.
The month of June is, once you get involved with the league, then the month of June will never be the same, because we have 3 weekends, we have tri-cups, we have 3 9-ball championships, 8-ball championships, ladies championships.
Summer flies by with all of it.
I know.
There's just so much, and of course all that leads up to the big show, which is the World Championships in August. You know, you've got I think I saw the numbers. We had about 2,500 participants out here in all these events. Multiply that by 5 for
when
August.
You go to August.
If you think this is a big event, wait till you come out in August. It is crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, a big part of that is because you're talking about team formats versus singles play.
Right.
But you know, either one, to experience either one is really just a fantastic time. So Kyle here at the table for the newlyweds. Pockets the 1 in the side. Brings Natalie back to the table.
Well, all I can tell you is that 6 does not pass by the 8, and that was an excellent shot. Gives her a chance to go into them right now. And if it does pass by the 8, then he got out of line. Oh, she missed it. She needed to play that with center ball to give her the tangent line, and her a chance through the tangent line to go right into them right there. But she kind of lagged it instead, and that elongated the angle and got below it.
I'm wondering though if he can clip it.
He can hit the 6, but he can't make it.
To avoid ball in hand.
Yeah. They're in the position now, more than likely, unless he comes up with something that I don't see, where more than likely they're going to have to just hope that the other team makes a mistake. As opposed to them controlling the table, now they're in the position to have to hope they don't make a mistake.
And they're going to, you see Natalie approach Kyle, so they're taking their timeout. Bobby went over and asked our referee here for the doubles finals, Chuck, to watch the hit because it is so close there to the 8-ball. Of course, the referee only gets involved when asked, right, to watch a hit.
Yeah, he's got the option that if it's an absolute obvious and the other team decides to say, no, it
Right.
wasn't, then he has the right to go up. But other than that, he's going to stay away and only come when he's asked.
Oh, wow.
Nice try. Again, I don't even know if that would go, but look what happened here. That 6 ball did land in front of the 8 with the speed he hit it. So this is not an automatic by any means for the Bobby and Ty. That 6 is blocking the pocket for the 8, so they're going to have to work at it here.
Both teams have now taken their timeouts for this game, I believe. Bobby pockets the 12 in the corner. Ty will turn his attention, looks like, to the 13 ball. Nice overhead shot there to kind of get an idea of the layout.
Yeah, I mean the only obstacle here, or the only main challenge, not the only, but the main challenge is that is the order of play now. You have your skill level 6 dealing with it 9. That means your skill level 3 is going to have to try to get position on a very difficult
on the 8, yeah.
situation on the 8. On the other hand, the good thing is that you're going to have your 6 dealing with the 8.
Right.
So it's kind of a give and take there.
Bobby is trying to figure out the puzzle. Looks like he's going to go after the 9.
That's a good play.
Little safety play there again.
Well, it forces the newlyweds to make contact here and possibly leave them a good shot. She will hit the 6 ball. I have no doubt about that. But chances are now they're going to have a better situation. She's forced to knock that 6 away from the 8
right.
or give the other team ball in hand.
We'll see if the strategy pans out here for what the baby going to do.
I mean, a good shot here is hitting cushion first with a lot of right spin and try to get a full thick hit on that 6 ball, knocking the 6 up to the other side of the table, and you could literally hit the cue ball and stick behind the 8.
Instead, she decides to put the 8 ball closer to the rail, I guess, her strategy there.
No, she tried to hit the 6, I believe. I don't know. I think she tried to hit just a sliver of the 6 ball.
Ty with the 9 in the corner.
Yeah, I know Bobby wishes he had a timeout right there. He's going, oh no.
Well, skill level 6 has his work cut out for him a little bit here. Trying to make sure not only that he can pocket his shot, but that he's going to leave Ty with a makeable shot on the 8.
Yeah, and a third part, in case he misses this bank on the 14, he wants to see where the cue ball needs to be, where Ty can still make the 8, but hopefully also snookering the newlyweds on the 6 ball. So if he can land that cue ball somehow on the rail, he wants it to freeze to that end cushion if he can, just about. I don't know if he's got the angle to get over there, though.
He's doing the head rub.
Yeah, we've remembered that from the semifinals.
Yeah, the body language, you can tell. Bobby's rubbing his head. It's going to be a difficult job.
Oh, he went ahead and placed it. He's got to hit that harder than that. Oh, wow. He's not happy with that.
A little bit of frustration there.
That was not what he wanted. You can see wide open shot here.
Kyle will return to the table for the newlyweds. Looking to pocket the 6 ball.
6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6 ball. 6
which he does.
That was a costly bad save there by Bobby. Just didn't hit it firm enough.
Natalie will mark that corner pocket, chalk that cue up, and try to put her team up 2-1 here. This race to 4.
Well, a minute. Wait a minute.
Not only does she miss the 8, but she gets
Oh, a good leave though.
ever so close to that far corner, which of course a scratch on the 8-ball shot is a loss of game, but fortunately the 8-ball stopped just short, so what the baby gonna do with
Tough
a moment
shot.
of relief, but
Tough
quickly
shot for
realizing
Ty.
what a shot they have.
Yeah.
Wow.
No way.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Wow.
Great shot.
Talk about that's what I love about skill levels 3 though. They can a lot of them miss like a couple of shots he missed they were almost straight in, and then
Right.
to come with that in a clutch situation. I mean, he didn't attain the position he wanted, but to make that shot, that was great.
Now, what's going to be interesting here, though, Ava, is the position of this 8-ball and seeing what these guys want to do, because obviously it's not a makeable shot, right?
Right. Well, no. I mean, so far he has
So is
played
he
a very defensive style, but I think it
Right.
looks right now that
gonna
he's
try
going for
it?
that bank. He's at least lining it up to see how it feels. He's banking it straight back.
Oh.
Oh, wow, no.
Big mistake. Scratches on the 8-ball, and that will put the newlyweds up 2-1.
Well, it's the game. He
That
went
is the
for it
game.
and just cut it way too thin. Overcut it, and that resulted in a scratch. So 2-1.
2-1 and a race to 4. Newlyweds will have the break. While we have a moment, we should make sure we thank our sponsors, Action Cues, our friends over at Pool Dog, and of course Aramith, who makes the really world-class billiard balls these players are playing with. Also want to mention our friends over at Nationwide. Nationwide is on our side. I know they've been saving a lot of APA members money on their insurance policies. You can go to poolplayers.com and link over to them to see if they can save you some money. They've been a great supporter, not just of APA, but pool in general, so appreciate everything all of our sponsors and partners do to better the sport. Kyle again with a very strong break.
Oh, all right. Open table. Not quite sure how nothing went there, but
Dry break.
Dry break.
We got the explanation. Something about oil not coming up, right?
Exactly. Dry well.
Brings Ty back to the table. Pockets the 2. Corner.
It's got the left a 3 in the side for Bobby. It's a good time to, again, if they're going to go to try to run some balls here, to make the 3 stop it there, make the 7 and go straight into the 1-8 and break those open. But then again, do you want to do that this early, considering if you don't run all the balls, you're just solved the only problem on the table for your opponents.
Again, you are watching live coverage of the finals. I know we had some questions. Is this the finals? This is the finals of the 8-ball doubles championship here in Las Vegas. One of these teams is going to take home $5,000. Of course, the other is going to take home a very handsome runner-up prize of $3,000. So we are in the final round. Started with 384 teams just 2 days ago, and we're down to the last 2. Of course, you're seeing some of the breakdown. Of course, this particular event pays all the way down to 65th place, so nice payday for a lot of teams.
Ty's looking at that 7 ball if he can safely make it there. Needs to hit this with a little bit of speed, not to get stuck down there. Oh, no. Not enough room. That's going to be ball in hand for the newlyweds. You can place the cue ball anywhere on the table. And again, this is when you take a little extra time to kind of plan out what you want to do. Identify first all the issues that could be on the table, whether it's balls tied up, balls on the rail that you need to get out of the way. And again, that 1-8 tied up is going to more than likely come into play, at least something that you're going to have to deal with. They do have the 10 ball there, so the right position on the 10 can let them break the 8 ball up later on. One of the things one of the things that you're looking to do if you're playing 8 ball and the table is open like this, or the game of straight pool, is try to run your balls in clusters. In other words, work one area at a time, the kind of one cell at a time, if you will.
Sure.
If you divide the table in 4 quadrants, you can kind of say, I want to get rid of these balls here. You don't want to make the cue ball travel any more than it has to.
There's probably some folks at home taking notes, Ava.
Well, that's
kind
free
of advice
a
from
very
a Billiard Hall of
basic,
Famer,
yeah.
folks. For all you 2s and 3s just getting started, take notes.
And it's notes for our 6s and 7s too. I see sometimes they travel the cue ball back and forth, so it's really important to kind of play smart and have the ball. There you go.
Look at you.
Hall of Famer. That just makes me sound so old.
International champion too. Kyle at the table here.
Kind of figuring out what he wants that cue ball to go there, not just making the 11. I would really like here. This is what I would do, because they're both 5s. They're both good players. I would shoot the 10 ball right in the corner right now with just a tad of right spin and break open the 8 and 1. If you hit it firm enough, you're going to get a shot on the ball. But there on the side, there's a couple of other balls.
Makes the 12 in the corner. I love the setup too. I'm like noticing the setup. So in between both these player tables, you've got the big $5,000 check.
Yeah.
You've got the trophies. I mean, it's like so close. They can all touch it right there.
Every time they go sit down,
right there, it's like a
after the
constant
shot,
reminder,
it's a reminder,
right?
yeah, in your face.
Wow, just amazed at how well these teams deal with the pressure when they get to this level. You know, because you know, it was a few weeks back I was playing. We do an office league, right, at the APA, where we play each other, and my team is in the championship, right, of our office pool. You didn't know, but I'm a champion too, right, Ava? But man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, like, you know, with these office people in our local bar, and you know, to be at this level and just with everything going on, it's just amazing to me.
Listen, if you're competitive in nature, I mean, a lot of our players just play to enjoy the game, enjoy a night out. But if you're competitive at all, you're going to be nervous whether you're playing for the office championship or the world championship. Believe me, their nerves are nerves. You don't get more nervous because you're playing for the world championship than you do the office championship or here.
Sure. It was interesting too, because during the opening ceremonies, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow, was here, and she mentioned that about nerves. She said, look, no matter what level you are or where you're playing, you're going to feel nerves, so embrace them. You know, really be happy that you have those nerves. It means something's important.
That means you actually care. Exactly.
So,
but they're discussing this here because his choice there put her in a position where she's going to have to play a safety. Kind of put it over there, and it kind of resulted in a sketch. She was trying to keep that 10 ball so that they could later on break open the 1 and 8. And she was so focused on that, she kind of let go of her cue ball. So back in the driver's seat again are what the baby gonna do too.
What the baby gonna do too. So the explanation for that is, I believe they actually played, at least Bobby was on a team that played last year and made it to the semifinal round.
Yeah, it was not the same team.
Right, so I think it was Bobby, and then Ty is new to the team, but
sometimes that happens too, because maybe I can't remember, unfortunately, and we don't have their information right here, but let's say Bobby was a skill level 5 last year and his buddy was a 5 that he played with.
Right.
He's now gone to a
Went
6
up, yeah.
and ended up having to change partners. So there you go. There's the breakup. Still not exactly the easiest of situations. The 1 only goes in one pocket because of where the 8 is, I believe, unless he can squeeze it by now. Can he squeeze it by the 10? Ty's looking at it. All right, here we go.
He does
Good
squeeze
shot.
it past the 10. I think we mentioned that Bobby and Ty play out of High Pockets in Memphis, but they're actually from Earl, Arkansas. So, right across the state line there. We'll make sure their hometown is represented. Mentioned earlier, newlyweds from San Gabriel, California. They're in the LA area. Bobby pockets the 5 in the side.
I can see trouble here. This is a tough cut on the 2 ball for Ty. And if he makes the 6, Bobby's not going to get much of a shot. So Bobby's going to have to take a little time out here and discuss what they want to do.
Remind folks that we'll be back broadcasting the semifinal and final rounds of the 9-ball shootout bright and early tomorrow. That'll start at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's noon for you folks lucky enough to be on the East Coast that won't have to get up as early as Ava and I, but we will be back tomorrow. We'll have the semifinals followed by the finals at 11, and then on Saturday we'll have, of course, the wheelchair championship, really one of our favorite events to cover. That kicks off at 1 o'clock with a final at 3. Followed that evening by the 9-ball doubles championship, 6 p.m. for the semis, 7:30 for the finals, and then the grand finale on Sunday, the 8-ball classic semis starting at 10 a.m. and the final round at noon. Of course, we also have the big pool party tomorrow night. Woot woot. You going out there?
I'll be out
de
there.
Mayo.
I'll be out there.
Cinco de Mayo at the pool party. Should be a good time tomorrow night. So if you're here
It
in
always
Vegas,
is.
oh, our pool parties are epic. I mean, every one of them. And the Westgate's pool is perfect for
They
it.
got
Like
Florian Benham Kohler out there.
Florian will be
and they
there, and
got
I saw Dr. Q run
Dr.
around
Q.
earlier, so he'll be around. And they give out all kinds of prizes, and
It is a crazy.
oh, it's a great time.
Yeah.
And the pool here at the Westgate is so perfect for it.
It
because
really is.
it's got this beautiful vantage of the entire strip, kind of in the background, and it's you've got the DJ out there. And it's a really good
It's a
time.
really
So
good layout.
if
actually.
you are here in Vegas, right, and then I know there's a lot of that Vegas has to offer, but tomorrow night, make sure you check out the pool party for a while, if nothing else, before you go out.
All right, big shot for Ty here. He's got to slam that and try to come around. Yeah. I think Bobby was trying to. Well, he was trying to make him do something. I don't know if you could do unless you really hammered it into the side rail and back out again. And I don't know if Ty has that shot. It's tough to get on the 4 ball from there. See if he
Makes contact, avoids ball in hand.
Yeah, not a bad lead. You know what? That's a tough cut there. Maybe with the bridge he'll be able to reach it. He'll be able to reach it, sorry. We can also just tap this 10 ball on the left side and freeze the cue ball to the end rail behind the 8. There's no reason to try to make this because it's going to be a tough kick shot from there. I don't see a reason to try to go ahead and make this if you don't have to. Just leave the cue ball down there.
It's interesting. I was talking to both Kyle and Natalie before the match, and I was, we're just some different questions, but I asked them if there's any like pro players they follow. Both follow the same. Both really enjoy the same pro player, and he's a snooker player, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah,
Is
Ronnie's
that? I mean,
great.
that's kind of an interesting.
He's a
response.
character. He's an absolute legend.
Well,
you
he had
know.
that. He had a TV show that aired over in
Yeah.
Europe that I watched some of that
Yeah.
was shot last summer. He came to the States and like played a bunch of champions. I know he
Yeah.
played like Earl and Jeanette and a few others. I wasn't all that familiar with him, but having watched the show when they said Ronnie O'Sullivan, I thought, oh, he's the guy from the show.
He's the real deal.
But
He's
just
an
rare for
amazing player to watch. I watched
Yeah.
him first time I watched him. He was 16 years old. We did a show together in Switzerland and in the UK, and he has a personality like you wouldn't believe. And plays a million miles an hour on those
Yeah.
big tables. Nice shot. Well done, Ty. Well done under a lot of pressure there, just to make contact with that ball.
Bobby approves.
Yep.
Got the approval fist pump back there.
But yeah, he's a character. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen
I've
Ronnie
never met
O'Sullivan,
Ronnie, yeah,
look
no.
him up on. He has the record for playing the fastest perfect break in snooker,
Really?
and it is a thing to watch. All right, it's a really good opportunity for the newlyweds to get a little closer to that, paid-for honeymoon.
Yeah. I didn't. Did you talk to them? Did you find out how long they've like when they got married? I didn't catch that. Like
I think we didn't
how
have
new,
time
I
because
didn't catch
no,
how
it's
new
very
the
new.
newlyweds
It's
are,
very
but, yeah.
new. Yeah.
Well, so much so that their names are different here on our bio sheet. So
All right, nice little tap-in shot here on the 11. Oh, wow. Yeah, tough lead, though. Bobby's got to, like, pull out all the stops here to make this 4-ball. And I don't see a good defensive shot here either, considering where the stripe balls are, so I would think the shot here is to go ahead and try to bank this 4-ball with a speed that if you do miss it, you block that pocket. And cue ball will come to this side of the table. There you go, and he not only blocked it, he made it. Nice shot.
shot by Bobby. It's going to give Ty the opportunity to even things up here if he can pocket the 8-ball. Looks like he marked the far corner pocket.
And we've seen time and time again come with a big shot when it counts, and he
Wow.
did it again. Just
Very
barely got
nice.
it in there.
What a win! What a game right there for those guys, tying it up 2-2 in this race to 4. Very nice shot there by Ty. We're now tied 2-2, folks. What the baby gonna do? We'll have the break. If you're just tuning in, you are watching live coverage of the 8-ball doubles championship here at the APA Pool Player Championships in Las Vegas. 252 tables, almost 2,500 participants, and more than $660,000 in prize money up for grabs. So, and that's just the little show, right? We come back in August to do it all over again. Bobby with the break. Looks like a dry break.
Good solid break, and ball's kind of semi, but you see there's a couple of clusters to deal with, which is pretty common for 8-ball, obviously. Funny how the balls tend to stay together, isn't it? You
Yeah.
feel like you're hitting them so hard they'll go around the table and then they lock up anyway.
you're watching at home and you're interested in getting involved in either the doubles championship or any of the events here at the Pool Player Championships, would encourage you to hop over to our website, poolplayers.com. We've got all the information over there. You can actually join a league from there if you'd like, or you can contact your APA league operator to find out what's available in your area. Nice shot there by Natalie. I mentioned it a couple times, but our summer session league is just now kicking off, so plenty of opportunities still to get involved. Perhaps qualify for one of these great events. More importantly, have a lot of fun, meet a lot of new people. And that's really what it's all about.
I'm going to make this off that ball in this by the side there. Nice shot. Again, you see the 14 ball is a problem. The green nestled in there with all the solids, and the 10 ball on the other side of the table down here by the 6 and 2 could possibly be an issue. I don't think it'll go by the 6. I'll see how they're planning on solving that whole mess down there. Patience, Grasshopper.
Yeah. I tell you what, just when I think momentum has like turned one way or another in this match, it seems like the other team comes right back. Big mistake there.
Yeah, that was skill level 5. You're a little surprised that he would scratch there. That was like one of those automatic ones. I think he tried to hit it softly enough where he wouldn't scratch, but again the cloth is playing fast. I think both of them have gotten used to, both teams have kind of gotten used to the speed of the cloth a little bit more now, but it still catch you off guard a little bit.
Ty pockets the 5 in the corner. I will not be shocked if this match goes hill-hill.
Not at all.
I was trying to look at the schedule to see how many rounds these guys have played today. So this would be, so they've now played 5 times, right, today? If they were in that round 8, right, they would have played all through the day, right, today?
I guess it depends on if they're on the winner side or loser side.
I was just thinking that far in with the modified single. Of course, most of the APA events that we do are modified single, meaning you're not necessarily guaranteed to lose twice, but you're guaranteed to play at least twice. So the further into the bracket that you absorb a loss may mean you're out of the event. And so what Ava and I were trying to figure out is if come round 8 of this particular event, if that meant if it's single elimination at that point, basically.
I always thought it should be called modified double, because that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's a double elimination format to a certain point.
Right.
Then it's single after that, so that it doesn't take 3 days. You can play a tournament in 1 day instead of.
One of those inherited things that's been around for quite a while, but.
Well, big advantage here goes to what the baby gonna do, Bobby and Ty, because of where the balls are and who has a chance to easily break them open. Except Bobby is struggling with the speed again. He drew that ball back so far. And Ty is smiling. I really like his energy. He's smiling. Okay, buddy, what do you want me to do here? He's got the 4 in the corner.
Well, you got to figure for a guy like Ty, he's a skill level 3. It's his first time in Vegas. He's got to just be overjoyed at where he is already, and so it's kind of like the old adage of playing with house money at this point for him. Very little pressure because he's already accomplished more than I'm sure he imagined when he came out here.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's a nice, kind of a nice feeling to have.
All right. Kyle is a little bit hesitant to come over there, or
I'm not
Natalie.
sure.
I think they're talking a little bit what they want to do here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if she can, even if she can't make the 10, if she can get it past the 6 and block that pocket, that may be what she wants to do here. If she can make it, then they're in pretty good shape. There's no way to make it off the 2. The 2 is too far up on the table.
She wants a timeout here. She wants to talk it over a little bit with her partner / husband.
I mean, whenever there is a timeout, both teams have a chance to take advantage of that timeout. So there's some discussion going on between Bobby and Ty on the other team also to try to figure out, well, if we get back to the table, this is what we're looking at.
Yep.
And she is going to try to sneak it there. Oh, she was able to make it. Good. Good for her. And now a long, tough shot for Kyle. Their work is not done. He needs to roll this in. He can't hit this with a lot of speed. And, you know, anytime you roll the ball in, it makes it that much more difficult. If you don't want to hit it super hard, but you want to hit it with a nice, firm, medium stroke. But you can't do that here because you'll lose the cue ball. You need to hold it down there for the 14. Oh, way overcut that ball. And a scratch. Wow. That could be costly.
It seemed like the first game or two were pretty error-free, and now we've kind of gotten a little loose. I think that's maybe the third scratch in this particular game.
Yeah.
So, not sure if that's a result of just nerves or pressure or what, but it's. You can see the game the matches seem to change a little bit in that regard.
Well, I know it's interesting. I talked to Paul and Lydell from the Bayou boys who lost to What the Baby Gonna Do too in the semifinal, and they were saying, they said, we're proud of ourselves. You know, I told them great play, and they said, yeah, we're happy with it. You know, we played well. The other team got a few more rolls than we did, but we had rolls all day yesterday, and more rolls than the other teams, and that's what got us here. And I said, you know what? I've never won any tournament, World Championship or one of our tour stops or anything in between, without having
some rolls.
Yeah. And we talk about it all the time. I don't think anybody has ever won without things kind of going. It's like when it's your time, it's your time.
Sure.
And I even talk to some of the pro golf players, and they say the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the ball landing in a divot, it lands right next to it.
Right.
If it's not your day, it's in that divot.
There's always some element of luck in every sport, right?
Absolutely.
Well, and they still took home $2,000. So
yeah,
that's
so
not
that
a
was
bad, you know.
that was part of it. This is going to be a challenging shot here. He's looking to actually kick this 6 ball in instead of playing some kind of safety. And are you kidding me? How did that not go?
Well, and you mentioned it. Sometimes the rolls, right?
Yeah.
Look at that ball. Look at that ball. I mean, I'm still waiting for it to drop because it is just hanging there. Wow.
But I'm telling you, it's not over yet because Natalie's got to watch out for the scratch in the corner. If she just plays this 9 ball in the center of the pocket and the side pocket, she's going to scratch. She needs to either cheat the pocket a little bit, and I don't know if she can do it then. You can see right there, right on the lip of the pocket. It's amazing. It's still sitting there. But she's got to avoid the scratch here. Put some real draw on it or do something. Yeah, she's cueing real low. She knows she's flirting with a scratch. And the problem with that is she hit it so hard and she left this for Kyle. This is not over yet.
I'm still waiting for that 6 ball to drop. If I was Ty or Bobby, I'd be running over and like opening a couple doors. I mean, I think just like the slightest wind current. Yeah. I mean, it's just remarkable.
Thin cut cue ball's going the wrong direction here. Oh, Kyle.
And
wow.
Kyle fails to make contact with the 14 and will give ball in hand.
Well, unless he was trying to block the pocket, that speed, he would never, hitting the 14 thin, he would have never got it to the pocket. He didn't hit it hard enough to make it.
So Bobby will have a chance at redemption here.
And it looks like What the Baby Gonna Do 2 are gonna get on the hill first. The only thing that could stop him here is Bobby getting a case of the nerves, I
Right.
think, which has happened.
Does happen. But not there, it doesn't.
All right.
So what's the baby gonna do? Up 3-2 in this race to 4 now on the hill. I still think we're probably a long way from the completion of this match, just based on the kind of the seesaw battle that we've seen here. Really an impressive finale.
Yeah, we're getting our money's worth. The first semifinal match earlier was 4-0, and
Right.
that was just one of those things. It was not like they played that much better. Some things happened, but they played very solid together. And then on the other table, you had a hill match, and again, like you said before, I would not be surprised if this ended up 3-3
Right.
also,
Yeah.
coming down to one game. We'll see what happens.
Tie will break here. Natalie wants to make sure it's a nice tight rack, right?
Yeah, you definitely you want all the balls to touch if you can, but especially the top 3 balls is very important that they're touching. If they're frozen.
Anytime you see that 8 ball drifting towards one of those pockets.
And you know this rack's going to take a while. As you
Yeah.
can see, there's one ball on the other
Strong
side
break,
of the
but
table.
again, nothing falls.
No, they're all down there together. The 14 ball is the lone ball that made it on past the side pocket. But strangely enough, it's a fairly open table anyway. Not a lot of clusters. You got one big cluster on the other side of the table, but other than that, it's pretty open. See the 1, 11, 10, 3 kind of in a mess there. 12, 3.
So the newlyweds, as Natalie pockets the 7 ball, will take over the solids. Kyle pocketing the 2 ball. I believe, yeah, that is the 2 ball. Boy, on the screen there, that 4
and the
ball sure
2,
looks
they kinda,
blue, doesn't it?
yeah, they kind
But
of
that
join
was
colors.
that was the 2 ball. And now Natalie will shoot the 4 ball into the corner. Leaves
Just got
herself
a
behind
bit too
the 8.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got too far. Instead of leaving a shot there on the 5. See, he's going to try to make the 6 in the side maybe there. Not a bad result. Tied up that 6 ball a little bit, the 6-14. But still some work to do here. There's no reason to get down on yourself because
Right.
you miss position or miss a ball there, because there's still
Man, this
a long
match
way
has
to go.
had
Nobody's
so
gonna
many
run out
twists and
from here.
turns. I mean,
yeah.
just when you think one team is going to take control, it seems like a mistake is made, or
Yeah.
the shot hangs up.
And often you see one team kind of take control and make a whole bunch of their balls, and they actually put themselves at a disadvantage
Mhm.
because, again, the last thing you want to do is leave yourself with 1 when the other team has 4 or 5 or more that they can then play smart and hide you and play safe. So, is he gonna try to bank the 3? No. Okay, I was gonna say Bobby usually is too defensive of a player.
Right.
But he looked like he was aiming and firing up like he was gonna hit it with some speed there. It's fun too to watch everybody's different style of play because
Right.
in America, if you go to Europe, you're trained by somebody. If you go to Asia, you're definitely trained by somebody. You've got teachers and somebody showing you how to stand and how to hold it. And so many of our players here in the United States, not just the amateurs, but even on the pros, but definitely on the amateur in the APA, are self-taught. They
Right.
just kind of go out and have fun one night
Right.
and then realize, get better and better, and then get into competition and everything. So everybody's got different stands and different.
Right.
It's fun to watch.
Right. Well, now, a big part of that is because here in the United States, I mean, it starts as recreation, it starts as a
Exactly.
night out, it starts as a social thing, and it kind of migrates into a more competitive thing as you go along and you
Right.
get better. Whereas in some of the countries you mentioned, it is very much about competition only, right? And
Right.
uh, one of the things that makes APA so unique, really.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much self-taught, and then just kind of became obsessed with it, and then
Did you
learned as I
start
went
playing
along.
pool, or did you start with snooker?
No, I started playing pool.
You did,
Played some
okay.
snooker there, but no, I started playing pool.
So there's a lot of pool in Sweden.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like here where you can go to almost any establishment, whether it's a bar or someone's house or you know um, billiard room or 80 other type of places you can find a pool table. But
Yeah.
in Sweden, it's mostly a pool room if it's going to be a pool room.
Okay. So did somebody
And
get you into the game? I mean, there had to have been something that
I just
some introduction, right?
stumbled into the pool room one day, and my girlfriend and and just I played a couple of times, and I literally came
You were
home
hooked.
told my parents this is what I'm going to do.
Wow.
I completely fell in love with it.
Wow.
I love the kind of the magic about it, the solving the problem that's on the table.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the States 3 years later. So.
Wow.
Oh, that table rolled.
The rest is billiard history. Some of the fans there on camera. Those were the what's the call? You said it.
I just call them the crazies.
I know, but what's their rally call? Do we remember
I knew
it?
you were going to ask me. Woo pig?
Woo
Woo pig?
Woo Sui or something?
Suey woo woo.
uh,
I got it. You know what? They asked me to say something. It's whoopee suey.
Whoopie Sui.
Woo pig
Okay.
suey.
I'm pretty sure that has to do with the Razorbacks, which is
Woo
the
pig suey.
Woo Pig Suey.
WPS. That's what it is. Now do you get why I call them the crazies?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice to have some fans here rooting you on when you're playing in a match like this.
It's built up a really great crowd.
Nice crowd, yeah. I'd say I don't know, 50, maybe 100 people in the room now.
Yeah, at least.
Well,
It's
filled
all
in.
the way over there
Yeah.
across the other side of the room, so that's kind of fun to.
Yeah, and I would imagine come tomorrow morning, even though it'll be early, you'll see a really good crowd as well for the 9-ball
Yes.
shootout. It's
We're going to see it's going to shoot the 5 here and try to get the 5 underneath the. Oh, that was a good shot.
very nice.
Some love from the crowd there. Not a lot of exciting things happening with position.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, out of the two teams, you don't see a lot of emotion from the newlyweds. They stay pretty
They're focused.
even keel, a little more animation from the team from Memphis with Ty and Bobby. They show their emotions a little bit more, but
Ty especially, he's been smiling a lot.
playing with that house money.
All right, it's a good shot.
That'll bring Bobby back to the table. We'll see if it is a head rubber. He's rubbing that head. If he comes to the table, doesn't rub the head, it's gonna be a quick shot.
Exactly.
He knows what he's doing. He
Yeah.
feels good about it. If he rubs his head, getting some of the audience in there. We need to implement the kiss cam, Steve.
There you go.
I'm thinking kiss cam.
I like it. I believe he's got the solids here, correct? And if he's got the solids, and the only shot really here is to play off the 3 and just make their 15 in the corner. The cue ball will land right there and leave nothing. Be snooker behind the 8 for the 9. Can't do anything with the 11. Just a little carom on the right side of the 3. And make the 15. Make their 15. I'm not sure what he's looking at. Can he hit the 1 ball? Or do they have the stripes? Am I completely confused? I think I am.
Oh.
I can't believe I lost track of where they were at. He tried to make that 10 ball and break open the 14-6. We were talking about something completely different. That's what happens when you try to have fun with commentary. You're not paying attention.
We need to stay more focused.
So they did that move instead. That's funny.
Some questions here on where they're from. So the team that is shooting currently, Ty and his teammate Bobby, they play out of High Pockets, which is in Memphis. They're actually from Earl, Arkansas, right across the state line, though. So, and the team of the Newlyweds is from San Gabriel, California, which is in the area of
nice
Los
shot
Angeles.
there.
I think the viewers are liking the head rubs too.
Yeah, it's funny.
He does it again.
There's a few scratches here and there, but when he's rubbing it, he's in trouble.
I feel like he does it on cue. If we mention it, he's doing it.
So Natalie can go rail first here down into the bottom cushion and just very slowly make contact. You just got to make sure she hits cushion ball. Yeah, there you go. She wanted to get a little deeper than that, but that'll work. Amazing with just 8 balls on the table, what a cat and mouse game 8 ball can become.
Yeah. Well, and for the Newlyweds, I mean, they're kind of on the ropes. They got to make sure they don't. No mistakes here. Bobby and Ty, of course, looking to close this match out, trying to avoid that hill if they can.
Oh, he played the 11 off the 1 in the side. That's a great shot.
That one gets quite a bit of
Well
approval
done.
from the
Deservedly
audience
so.
here in the championship arena. Appreciating a very nice shot. As what the baby gonna do inches ever closer.
This is a good time to take the time out here to try to figure out, because now it's kind of getting down to the do or die stage.
Yeah.
If you're going to break open this, you got to go all the way, because all the solids will then be open. So
when you get to the point of the match like this, and you kind of the victory's in sight, how do you make sure you don't get too ahead of yourself? How do you make sure you don't get going too quickly and kind of pace yourself?
Well, you just got to, you just got to play the smart shot. And sometimes it's difficult, because let's say that you have your coach right now, who's Bobby, who's a 6.
Right.
And then he's talking with Ty, who's a 3. Bobby knows how he would play this. But he's got to know Ty's ability
Right.
to where he can trust. Not anybody can miss, obviously. That's not the point. But just give yourself a chance to win. Because what you would normally want to do here is shoot that strike ball and break open the 6 and 14. So you shoot the 12, and the cue ball can go in and break open the 6 and 14. See what I mean? What he's showing right there. So that's what Bobby would do. Now he's got to judge.
Right.
Can Ty pull
Can he
this
execute
off,
it?
or do we wait? Because once you go there and you break open the 6 and 14, then you do it for them. So it's a risky shot, but this is the best chance they're going to have of breaking open those balls.
All right, we'll see if Ty can execute Bobby's instructions here.
He's going to play a little bit low on this, or he's going to miss them altogether. Ooh, just barely, and it paid off.
It worked out. I don't know if it was exactly as he drew it up, but it seemed to work out.
Flawless. Bobby is thrilled. That was perfect.
No head rub.
No head rub.
Not yet, anyway. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
That's
no,
more of
this
a
is
scratch,
Yeah,
more of
this
a
is
little
scratch.
itch. Come on, it's getting late here. We're getting a little loopy too.
Yeah. All right. Smooth, soft shot here.
Very
Oh, he went
nice.
down. Uh-oh. Well, that may not be all bad.
All right.
How about a straight in shot almost on the 9 instead? That'll work. Ty's playing this in the corner. Go ahead and aim. And
goes.
he made it.
There it goes.
And you called it. You called it, Jason. The Hiller.
Bobby will have. Well, Bobby's going to have the chance to put this away
I think he will.
for the championship, folks. The 8-ball goes. Your 2017 8-ball doubles champions from Memphis, Tennessee. What the Baby Gonna Do, number 2. They're taking home the trophy, and they're taking home $5,000 in first place prize money. So congratulations to them.
Incredible. What a run they had. 2 Hill matches.
Outstanding, outstanding match. Folks, we will be back with you tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Tune back in to see coverage of the 9-ball shootout. We're going to go hand out some trophies and some prize money, and we'll hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care.